All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about opening up Power BI and what I do on a daily basis. This is after all of my data's been initially imported. It's already been transformed. It's already been worked. The data has been added to the data model. We're just kind of adding all of that information in already, and I want you to just get a glimpse of what my daily interaction with Power BI really is, so that way you can see what we're kind of going towards. And then there's going to be future videos where we go into Power BI and show you how to do each one of those things. So with that said, let's open up Power BI and we will take a look at what I do. All right. So the first thing that we're looking at here is the initial screen when it comes up. Now, again, I've got some Power BI models already built. I've got my 340th status funds tool. I've got my data washer and FM matrix or metrics. And again, you can always get new data sources and start there. But again, showing you what I do daily, I'm just going to open this up. And again, it's going to already have all of my data that's previously built. So taking a look at this, again, it takes a little bit of time. Power BI is a very clunky uh, system. If you've worked with Tableau, that's a little bit smoother of a system, but they operate and do ultimately the same thing. Um, so again, this has already got all of my information pulled in, the different data analytics that I've already got. And then I've got these ZLOOKUPs, which are going to serve as your tables of information that are previously generated and remain static. So um, that's where I'll have like my RCCC tables. So I will pull in the files and then I build them into other unique sets of data that I need. Some of them you can combine, some of them you can't. But I've already listed out all the different things I want. And part of these, some of these are mashing together all the right data that I want. So what I do on a daily basis is once these are in, I simply hit refresh up here. And again, this is kind of nice because if you watch the as of date, you should see it update. Um, and in this case, I'm probably going to have to hide some stuff. Didn't realize that. All right. But we'll shoot. I'm going to have to edit this video. Regardless. So we've already got some of the people and the units and all the data information. If you watch the as of date, it'll show you the when it updates. Again, it's going to refresh all the background data and it's going to pull it in. Again, it's going to look at that every single time. So if you need to update your RCCCs, if you need to update your object classes, it will collect that information, pull it in, and again do all these data updates in the background. It will give you any of your errors that you have, and I do believe I have some errors in there. Again, when you're looking at thousands of rows, yeah, I've got 3 errors, and I think probably 20,000 rows of data. So again, I can look at those. I have looked at those. I would recommend you go out and look at your errors, see if there's something you can get past. But in this case, I know what they are. I'm working on fixing them, but I'm just going to hit close, see my report date updated, and then I'm going to click on these options up here and I'm going to export this data. What this does is it gives me a workbook, or excuse me, a CSV file, and I'm back in that data model that I already had before. So I'm just going to kind of update the outputs of each of these. So I've got mill pay, I've got travel, I'm just exporting it. And here's my travel. I've got RPA. That's the fund status report. I don't use that one anymore. I come to this UTAPS. And again, all this is written in code. So I'm going to have my PBAS IDT list and then combine status of funds report. And then the last one's the ADT full list. And what I've done with some of these reports is, there used to be 2 reports I pulled for like the fund status report or the ADT list by OBAN. Because I pulled them by OBAN, I was able to collect the key information that I want and then mash those 2 reports together. So it's all one report. And it's all listed in the same format. So that's all you have to do. It's exported out there. So now I'm going to open up my report files, again, not the data, but the reports, and we'll see what those look like. Again, because those are saved out there, I have these separate Excel workbooks that I've already linked to those. So now that those data files are updated, again, for example, I'll let them all open, but since those data files are updated, these are now the templates that all I'm going to do is refresh. It's going to go out to that data file that it's already linked to that I showed you how to do in the Power Query video. Grab that data, pull it into this template, and update based off the numbers from the new data that we pulled. So what does that look like? So for example, here I am, I've got my units and I've got how much, this is the IDT list report. I've got how much is in 721 for AFTPs, UTAs, and RMPs. And I'm looking at the paid and unpaid thus far. So sitting at $2 million for this point so far. So all I'm going to do is refresh this data, and we're going to see this. First, I'm going to see this update, which it did, and then I'm going to double click, and there you go, the number's updated. And then that gives you the ability to click on the units. I've got those down here, and it has it by individuals' names and how many periods they're doing. So I'll save this one, close it. Again, it's got my file path. So it should open up the next one, which it did. Nope, it did not. So sometimes it's, yep, there it goes. So open up the first one, and then what I'm going to do is as I open up each of the templates that I've already built and open up, oh, come on. Now it's trying to open up my status of funds. And then I just take a look at what all information I have and what I need to do at this point. So again, I've got a report generated signature on there that lets me know when the last time the report is viewed, and that's based off of those dates, as of dates from the data files. So as this opens up, a couple more, it's got one more to open up. And then I'm just going to minimize this because it all works the same way. It's just looking at different data sets. I've got the mill pay UOOs, the travel pay UOOs, and then in this case, my status fund. So again, the last date I'm looking at right now is 21st. We should have it updated, I believe, by the 24th was the last data pull. So I'm going to look at my PBAS information. Again, this is what it looks like right now. Uncommitted balance right now in pay is 9,000,026. So I'm just going to click data. And so again, I've got my as a report here. I'm going to refresh. You might see this update and nothing happened here. Gives me some reference errors I gotta go fix, but should do a little update. So that updated, but my numbers didn't, because after you do one refresh, you have to double click and get a second refresh in. Sometimes even that doesn't work. Hopefully it does. Come on. So if you refresh once, it refreshes the background data. If you refresh a second time, it's supposed to update all of your tables. That's what I'm asking it to do. So that's why I ended up just clicking on it a bunch of times. But looks like there was no update since Friday, which would make sense, because it's the weekend. Nothing's really happened. But it kind of gives me an update. And again, I can go back to the front page. It's got the reports generated, and all my data should be as of that date now. So again, that's kind of showing me where I'm at and where I'm at for my quarterly balance. So that's what I'm working with. Ultimately, I'm going to save all of these files out there, and then I upload them to a Teams group for all of my uh, cost center managers, resource advisors, commanders to go and see. And I've got this all pieced out based off of what they would see, and then big picture views, so everybody can see where all the money is, and it's hopefully in a much more readable format. So, for example, I can see my RPA and my O&M. I can see what's in Deans, what's in PBAS, and I can break it all out to where the funding is. So again, gives you that quick report. That's kind of it for this video. That's what I do on a daily basis. I update 4 or 5 reports based off of like probably 10 different data pulls, and then I put it out there for all my units to see. I do this on a daily basis, and I would recommend you do that so your units are used to going out there and looking at it on a periodic basis. And if they go and make a change, for example, if they enter a document into Deems, or if they work a travel UO or a MilPay UO, they can then see how long it takes for it to fall off those reports. My units are, I wouldn't say excited about it, but they are watching those to see that their things are falling off once they do an action. So I think it's a great habit for them to be in. And again, if this video was helpful to you, please like it. Add a comment below if you had any other questions, and we'll keep doing videos. But I think that's it for today. Stop sharing, and we will see you next time.